Hello. So this is by far one of the strangest things I've ever done. And considering that I have deadlines in about like 2 weeks, it's probably not the best use of my time. Essentially, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to create a radial array within Blender, the easiest way that I've found. Now, I could just be stupid and there could be easier ways to do it, but I've been using Blender for about a year, right? Swapped over from 3ds Max about a year ago, was looking to do radial arrays, and there was not that simple of a way of doing it when I was first learning. So if this helps at least one person, then I'll feel like my time is not being completely wasted, I guess. So let's see. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the beginning. So and if you're wondering what I'm doing right now and why I said this is like a weird thing, I'm currently in a VR headset recording this video because my microphone is horrendous on my actual headset. But anyway, so if we turn off the array, right, so we're going to start from the beginning. This practical example, I'm going to be showing you how to array spokes around a hub of a wheel. You can do this with a ton of different things, whatever you want to do. I'm sure it'll work with anything you're going to do a radial array on, but this is just focusing on radial arrays. So what you'll need is, you'll need an object that you want to perform the array on, you'll need an object that you're obviously arraying around of, and you'll need an empty object to drive this array. So if we start with the spokes origin or pivot, depending on what software you're used to. Let's use pivot. So the pivot needs to be in the center of the object that you want to go around. So I've set that up. If I go to rotate, it's like the bottom of this spoke is sticking to it, which is exactly, of course, what we want. We then want to create an empty object by going to Shift A, empty, and doing an empty arrows. And we want to make sure that this empty is on the object. Again, it's on the object that we want to array around of. The easiest way to do this is to set the 3D cursor to the origin of that object, and then then anything we spawn in will spawn on here. Using an empty object also allows for this process to be very non-destructive, which is always what we want with modeling. So what we want to do is click on the object you want to perform the array on, add modifier, generate array. Turn off relative offset, turn on object offset, and we want to pick the array, empty object, sorry. This is where knowing the amount of objects in your array becomes useful, but not the end of the world if you don't. In my example, I looked at the reference and I need 8 spokes, so if I type 8, nothing will happen right now, but if we go into the empty object and rotate it, we'll see that there are 8 spokes there. But this process that I'm doing right here is not a very good way of doing it, because they're not equidistant from each other. I'm just doing it by eye, and unless I'm really skilled, I'm never going to get this perfectly equidistant. So what you want to do is, you want to click on the empty object, click on the rotation axis that you need, type in 360 because it's a circle, slash for divide, so 360 divided by the number of spokes that you want, so 8 in my case. Press enter, it works. If I wanted to move those spokes inwards, I can use the array to move them inwards. If I wanted to move them outwards, I can do that too. It's a very non-destructive way of working here. We can also change the number in the array to whatever we want. So if I wanted to go to 20 as an example, we go back on the empty because that's what's driving everything. We go 360 divided by 20. Don't know why I paused. Sorry, I'm trying to like look out of my VR headset to see the keyboard. Yeah, there we are. So that's basically it. And I hope this at least helped one person so that I don't feel bad about spending time on this when I should be spending time modeling this. So yeah, thanks.